Perhaps the most visible example of an advanced civilization in Egyptian prehistory is at the Great Sphinx itself. Although the head was quite obviously recarved in dynastic times, the body and the man-made courtyard in which it sits show signs of heavy water weathering. R.A. Schwaller de Lubitz spent decades in Egypt resurrecting the seemingly lost science of the ancients. In a discussion of the development and prehistory of Egypt, he notes, "A great civilization must have preceded the vast movements of water that passed over Egypt, which leads us to assume that the Sphinx already existed, sculpted in the rock of the West Cliff at Giza, that Sphinx whose leonine body, except for the head, shows indisputable signs of aquatic erosion."
It all begins, actually, from a single line of Schwaller de Lubitz in one of his ancillary books called, translated now, it is translated as Sacred Science, and the King of the Pharaonic Theocracy, in which he is looking into the Egyptian belief that, or under that belief, knowledge that ancient Egyptians, that ancient Egypt goes way back before dynastic Egypt. And it's strange when the opposition, sometimes Zahi was always accusing me of, you know, being part of an Israeli plot to steal Egypt's history. And actually it's the opposite. I was trying to give them their history back to them. And in fact, it's a strange thing that this whole theory should meet with such intense opposition from academic Egyptologists when the historical precedents are all there. I mean, I'm basically doing what Schliemann did when he looked for Troy. He simply took Homer at his word and said, yeah, he's not making up a story. There's a city there somewhere, and you know, he followed the leads in the Odyssey and found Troy. Well, really, we're doing the same thing. The Egyptian texts themselves talk about these long periods, thousands and thousands and thousands of years, when Egypt was ruled first by the Necheru, the gods themselves, and then, which I take to mean realized human beings, you know, godlike human beings, and then another long period when Egypt is ruled by the Shemsuhor, which means the companions of the followers of Horus. And the dates given, the Egyptians don't give dates in X number of years, but they actually list the names of the kings who ruled during these long periods and the regnal years. And if you add all of that stuff up,